Greetings, PT. Greetings, everyone. We are
Yes,
here today
yes,
again for
yes,
the continuum of our series on etymology. Today,
yes.
PT, we're going to look at the letter N.
So the what we should understand about the letter N in English is that it has three important meanings. Three. Okay. So one is like N for neutral, neutral. Like neutral gear, neutral. Okay.
Yeah,
And one is N for negative. Okay. Minus, negative. Okay. Okay. And the third meaning of N is notation. Okay, which will come into later, like when we do the numbers. So first we go to no, right? Like you're saying no first, right? No. Okay. And here is negative, negative. And the O means a circle, a path.
circle.
So you say negative to that path, that I am not going on that path, on that particular rotation, but that particular circle, that particular way of being, life, whatever, negating. That's it. So, so we applied the first one,
And
negative one to this. Yeah.
you said there's three aspects to the N, but
Yeah.
is it why also it's like three lines?
Three, each
Yeah,
line represents one aspect of it. Three aspects. Is it
yeah,
right? Yeah. Yeah.
makes much sense. And what about the word now? Because they're in the word, not many of us are in the now very often. We're either stress, anxiety, or we want to get out the present moment fast and
Okay.
next, always next. That's why I have the word next here too. But
Okay.
in the now, you have the word no with the W.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not exactly to do with no, funny thing. Again, because a different aspect of N is being used here. We use a neutral aspect of N here, neutral. Okay. Now, W we know is a wave, like I've used that before, wave. Okay. And circle. So now is basically a neutral point where the wave can embed in the circle and do what it wants to do. So whenever a moment is now means it's neutral. It's not plus, it's not minus, it's anything. It's the wave, your energy can do anything it wants to, any action it wants to, basically, without any that thing. So it just shows the neutrality of now. Neutrality is the neutrality of the present moment. The present moment is neutral for you
Yeah,
to act upon. That's the meaning of that word. The wave embedding in a circle in a neutral way. So the now is not affecting you. Like some people think now affects them. Or they get because they don't understand the neutrality of it. Now is a very neutral thing. That's why a lot of people can't do actions properly, and they think that now is not neutral. Like it's somehow biased. But the present moment is never biased for or against anyone. Like you still have the freedom action, the free will and to act and do the action you require to do, you need to do, like whatever is required of you. So the neutrality of the present moment is now, basically. Yes.
makes much sense because often that's
Yeah.
what people say. Huh? To really get a grasp on the moment, you should
Yeah.
be in the now. So you
Yeah.
should stop moving and go all over places. And like same with your
Yeah.
car, when it feels like when you stop, you're more on neutral, you're more in the now, you're more observing. But when you're in movement all the time, it's hard to observe, even
Yes.
on the side or whatever.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
makes ease of doing action in the present. If you understand it's neutral, then you will do your action. You won't think there is a bias. So that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, what about the word number? Because in number you have the numb.
Third aspect of the word and notation. Okay. So like whenever you're notating, you are notating, and you am matter. Okay. This is one cup. Now this is two cups. This is three cups. Like matter, you are notating matter. And different uh, birth, b is the birthing of matter things. Different matter births many things. So you are just notating them and giving them 1 2 3 4 10 20 30 40, like whatever. So that is just notating the material world and the different births of material world and different things. That's all number is from an
And
English point of view, like how they made the word. So
and
yeah.
from your perspective, your point of view, why in English the her the sound comes back so often, like dishwasher, everything is her
Because is because
her,
in
like number.
yeah, because E is energy, R is rotation. Okay, now energy rotation happens in a dishwasher, energy rotation happens in so many places.
Yes,
Like in this world, energy is rotating so many places and so many times and so many that things you can use it over and over. E is energy, R is rotation. Energy is rotating like in different ways, different things all the time, always, all the time. Like so,
yeah,
so
makes
yeah,
sense. That's why it's
yeah,
always in
yeah.
motion. The word nation, it's an interesting one. National, nation,
Okay,
everything that has to do with nation.
okay. And nation is a fun word. Okay, it's fun.
Yeah,
So first, if you have to understand, it comes from natural. The word comes from natural. Nat means natural here, which comes from nature. Nature to natural to, and then I on. So I am on a part of land naturally. Naturally means here that I've embedded with it. I have connection with it. So so the only nation is real nation. The modern concept nation is nonsense. Where you just make up any boundary and
no,
you
no,
just
no.
call
We're
this.
not talking about that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So, but that's what people think of nation,
Yeah,
right now, right? But it's not that. It's natural. Like naturally, you embedded. I am on that land naturally means you are embedding with that land. Like that's why in old tribes, ancient tribes and stuff, there's a Cherokee nation or Cherokee tribe or Hopi nation, Hopi tribe, because those beings are embedded with that land and they're naturally on it. To be naturally on the land where you are having a coexistence and a connection, then only you are a nation. And in a certain way, now Cherokee have a connection with the land in a certain way because their land is different. Hopi have a, or any tribe anywhere on the world, you they have their own connection with the land they are on, and that's a natural connection. That's why they are a nation. Right? Okay. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
very close to this word, I don't think I put it on the list. I should have, but it's the word notion, because
Yeah.
notion. Many often we have notion about stuff that end up being false or
Notion means a very. I'm on that notation. I'm not. Not is notation. You
yeah,
create a notation. Okay. Notion based like. Okay. How many things were there? You say like there were 50. Okay. You notate it like, but they might be 75. They might be. It's just the. That's why it's
yeah.
called.
Okay.
It's a notational thing. Like that's all. Yeah.
Also, an there's a name in the list. Is the word name, because we like to name everything.
Naam is Sanskrit word. Okay, for name Naam, and this is a copy of it. But in English, the way they designed it, the AME, the spelling, I can just tell by the spelling is that E is energy, am is my energy. Okay, and N is the notation here. Notation for my energy. So I have a particular energy, like am energy, and I'm notating it. I'm giving it some sort of like term for that energy. Okay, so name concept was as per energy at one time. What beings, nature, and energy was. Accordingly, they had names. Now, name can be anything. It's just a notate, like just to that this is X, this is Y, this is B, C, like that. Like
Yeah.
earlier, the Nam concept was of energy, actually, where your energy, as per your energy, am energy, you are notated. So, which will depend on like if somebody did something and was doing certain kind of actions, their name would be as per those actions, like not just like that. So
Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
about name. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Next word I have here is the word need, because often we have
Hmm.
needs and wants, but I think we should differentiate one another, and that's what you say
Yeah,
in your books. Huh?
yeah. Need is
So
an
need.
important thing because need is required, like it's required. Okay, but that
Mm.
word shows it very clearly because you have one N, two E's and one D. Now, D is the cup. We always know that's the
Yeah.
cup. Okay. E is energy. Now, there's not one energy, there are two energies. It's an overload of energy. Overload of energy. Okay. Now
Yeah.
there's two energies, and in a cup which need to be neutralized, there has to be some neutralization done to it, which is N, neutralizing. Just like when you have this plug in your house, there is three pins because two are energy and one is
Neutral.
neutral. Okay, now the neutral is necessary. It's needed
Yeah.
for the device to work. It's needed. Okay, so the neutral is always needed. So if a being is having excess energy in double, or this there's a problem, or they're having certain kind of imbalance, then the need is to neutralize it, and for that some work has to be done, something has to be done. So
And even the electrician outside yesterday was explaining me how the 240 was working in our home. And it's
yeah,
not really 240, it's minus 120 and plus 120. So
yeah,
there's always a neutral part because it's switch. He
zero,
says 60 times a second, it switch.
zero, yeah,
So it goes to zero all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, because the graph will go to zero and it'll hit zero and then it'll go to that thing, and because
Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
AC, alternating current, right? Like so,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. The neutral is very important and needed for everyone at all points whenever they have double energy or energy disorder, like energy clash, energy that thing, anything. So need is always more important than want, right? Need is something which you need to attend to immediately, otherwise the thing will go bad or something goes wrong.
So
Like,
I guess that's
yeah,
why we sleep at night.
yeah, yeah,
Night is the next word I'm going to give you.
yeah,
Night.
yeah. So,
Again.
and you understand is neutral, okay? Okay, it's neutral, okay, and it's negative also. So whenever there was negation of light, like day is light, lot of light, okay. So negation of light is no light, no light, no light, night. They took the L
Yeah, they took the hell out. No
out.
light.
Yes, so it's negation of that thing, which creates a neutrality with day. If it was day always, there'll be no neutral force for that. Like, so it's a neutralizing agent and a negative agent at the same time. So yeah,
I've done a lot of etymology with different people here, different people that came on the Truman Show, and never we seen this one. It's the first time I hear it with so much sense and clarity. And the word
yeah,
night, they took the hell out, and
yeah.
it's no light.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, next word, neighbor. Neighbor.
Okay. It's a very funny word. Okay, it's a bit too funny. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so neighbor. So actually, in Old English, any IGH is called nigh. Okay, nigh. Nigh is for no. When you say no, you say nigh. Okay, nigh. Or which is coming from German as well, I think, in German language. Or Old German or Old English, it's nigh. And bore is BORE actually, which is no boredom. Okay, so if you have a neighbor, you're not bored because you have someone to deal with. Not
That's
bored.
it.
Not bored.
Not bored. So you have neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. No, for sure. Sometimes,
Yeah.
and also your neighbor can be noisy, can be so you will be disturbed and stuff. So
Yeah. But
yeah,
not bored. Like earlier, people, if they were living by themselves completely alone, they had no neighbor, they would consider that they can get bored. So if there's somebody there and then there's no boredom. Like, so that's how the origin of the word nigh, bore, not bored.
not bored. Okay,
Yeah.
native. Native is an important one. Native.
Again, similar word to nation, very similar,
Yeah,
which I said natural, NATIVE. So naturally, vector energy with the earth. I embed with the energy of the land. Naturally, that's why
naturally.
it's native. Same as nation. Only natives can make nation. Okay,
Yeah,
Na-
only
na-
native can make a nation.
yeah, naturally, nature, natural. So that's the good.
Same like here in America, the native are but we can call them Indian or
Yeah,
whatever, but the First Nation, and they call it First Nation.
yeah. But that's the real definition of it. The modern definition is not real. It's nonsensical. Make Canada. That's not a nation. Like these are not nations. America, Canada. These are just made up things. Like you
And
know.
it's really the first and only nation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everything that's been made after that was just because they
yeah,
decimated the tribe on the land, and they came
yeah.
with their religious book and shit and started to decimate the
And to
tribe.
make like artificial boundaries and artificial nations. These are
Yeah,
artificial boundaries and artificial nations.
artificial.
These are not real. They're not real, natural, nothing. So
Yeah, yeah. So way to go, native. Okay, network. It's very important to network, of course, but you got to be aware with who you network and what you network. But
okay.
network,
First, the word in English comes from net. Okay, net will come first. Okay, what is a net? Okay, so net is like neutral energy transmission, ET transmission. Okay,
yeah,
now like whenever you have net, like in you have neutral energy transmission means energy transmission should not have energy of their own. Like they should not give you some sort of excess energy or something like spark. So they wanted first a net which is like neutral, which can be used. If it's not neutral, it cannot be used by everybody. So if it's neutral, everybody can use it. Okay, that's net. Okay, so there are energy transmissions which are neutral, like on core level based. Like it depends on what you do, what you say, what and work is like what work you do on that neutral energy platform. It's a platform, and you're doing some communication or work or whatever, like that.
that's it.
So that is up to people. So again, to provide people a neutral sort of energy transmission network, basically.
Transmission.
So
Okay.
so that people can,
Uh,
yeah,
Good. Uh, Many of us look, like I said before, for the next moment, not to
okay,
be in the now or something to escape our reality. So, next,
yeah, okay. So any is negative. Okay, any has become negative. X is crossing. Okay, and then T is like that, another crossing. This type of crossing. There's X crossing and T crossing. So when you say no to one crossing, okay, then you say, okay, what next? Okay, you are negating one thing, or you've done one thing, or you're just saying that no to this one, or this is over, right? Then only something X, another T starts. Okay, so that's what it is like. It's
and in
yeah.
the word next, PT, they didn't put the I to say like next it,
No, no,
like
no, no, no.
next.
This is about like just going on to the next thing, means going on to from one crossing to the next, to one crossing to the other crossing. That's why it's next. Okay, from X to T. So there are both crossings. X is also crossing, T is also crossing. Like it's a junction.
So, could I say at the end of my life, if I succeed putting my soul on fire and shoot it to higher around, that I'm creating a next it? Next it? Like
You're creating an exit, not an exit. Like exit.
an exit, but not with the hen.
No,
Okay,
not with
an
the N, because
exit.
the N will negate it. Like you don't want to negate
Ah,
your
and with
exit.
negative.
Yeah,
Okay,
you don't want to negate your exit. Yes, so
okay.
it's just exit.
Oh, okay. So I
Yes,
will create
yes,
an
yes,
exit
yes, yes,
instead. Okay.
yes.
Normal. Normal is a word that people use a lot because hey, it's normal.
Normal is yeah, it's a fun word. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
normal means again N here means position of neutrality is maintained. N is making sure neutrality is maintained. Okay, or ma. Okay, ma is matter. We know that. Okay, R are rotations. Okay, circles, paths, rotations of matter and turns, which are neutral. It means if they come to neutral, that means they're normal. They are not affecting things in any kind of crazy way. Okay. So
Yeah.
whatever you're doing with matter, which is okay and brings things back to neutrality, it's normal. Okay. If a person eats and then goes to the bathroom, and then that's normal, right? Because they bring the thing back to n neutrality, like.
Yeah.
So whenever the neutrality happens of something, it comes back to n, the matter thing. That's called normal by, by the
Exactly.
English definitions. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What about the word nutrition, nutritional,
Oh,
whatever it goes with
nutrition. Yeah,
nutrition,
yeah,
like
because
nurturing, all
yeah,
this is the same.
nutrition is a good word because that'll take us back to Sanskrit a little bit and the basic principles. Because new here means neutral, and new is neutral. Okay, and try here means three. There
Yeah.
are three humors in the body. Three Vat, Pitta, Kapha, as per Ayurveda and Vedic. Okay, there are three humors in the body. Now, every time you eat, you have to balance those three humors.
Yeah.
So, neutrality of the tri doshas, that's proper nutrition. Okay, when you are balancing the three doshas in your body, the three aspects of body, then that food which does that is nutritious. Okay, that's
Okay. The word nuclear. Nuclear.
nuclear is nothing to do with what people think or these days of some bomb or this energy or that. It's nothing to do with that. It's where the neutrality, when the neutral state is clear. Whenever something is clear in a neutral state, like clearly, like when you put your car in neutral
Yeah.
and it moves, your wheels are free to move both sides. You can push it once you put car in neutral. You can push the car right, like back and forth. It's clear that it's a neutral. Whenever that clarity of neutral state happens, that's nuclear. Okay, nothing to do with any of this modern crazy stuff they have put on it. That's not what the word means. Okay. Yeah.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah.
No, that's what I figured. There was a, because it says new, clear.
Yeah.
Like there's clearly
Clearly,
a word that is clear in there.
clearly neutral. Clearly in neutral.
Clearly neutral.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can say more.
Yeah.
That's it. Narrative. We heard a lot about the word narrative, like the official narrative that has to be followed and stuff, like all the nonsense around it. But narrative.
Okay. Now, N, I told you is notation notes. Notation, it leads to notes. Notes on a rotation, double rotation. Okay. So TAVE is a thing which is used in many times in English. So it's like a lot of things are happening. Different rotations mean different functions and actions, and you are notating it. You are noting and that thing and just giving a notation to it. That's all it is. So this narrative is always like either somebody speaks something or somebody writes something or somebody
That's it.
types something. So that's the narrative, like of the different rotations going on in the world. Like that's all.
Okay. Next word is very interesting. Is the word news. Me in news, I see north, east, west, south.
Yes. Yes. It's not a word. Like it's a when you reduce like multiple
Yeah.
words into us. I think that's all it is. Northeast, west, south. So different happenings in all the directions. They're saying all directions. Whatever is happening in all directions, basically.
And also, the
Or
news is the same everywhere. Like you're gonna look the news in Japan, Canada, Mexico, wherever you watch it, it's all the same narrative.
yeah, things from all directions. That's what the meaning is. Now you can actually report the actual things from all directions, or you cannot, or you can report something else. That's up to you.
Exactly.
But by a definition, it means word or things from all directions. All directions. They're covering four directions. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
No energy for the S. Also, it's gonna suck your energy. The news or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a short form. Like news is a short form. That's all it is.
Exactly. Next word I have is north. It's interesting because they call that the North Pole. What is that? A pole? Is there a pole, a
Oh,
Mount
okay,
Meru or
okay.
something? Or
Or I mean,
like,
let's understand this. Okay, N is neutral, right? Okay, so whenever you are on Earth, there's a compass. You take a compass, okay,
yeah,
and it'll point towards north, right? Like the main always points
yeah,
towards north. Okay, now if you actually reach a north point, real north, okay, point, okay,
true north. Yeah,
then the thing will be neutral. The compass will be neutral. It won't be pointing anywhere anymore. Okay. So north is that neutral, that thing on ORT. On the earth, that rotational T junction point, and H is always home. Home. H is home, like that point where neutrality is there. Because compass can't move anywhere now once you reach that. Like, so is that neutral point. And wherever you are, it's pointing towards that neutral point. That's all. That's
Would be interesting to
yeah.
do a trip to the North Pole. Yeah. Uh, nervous, everything that has to do with
Nervous
nerve.
comes from nerve first, so nerve is the most important word. These are
Yeah.
energy vectors, like brain has these V vectors, like each thing becomes strand and becomes like a tree, like a tree, the whole things, and then energy is flowing in there, and all different kind of energy flows this way, that way, and finally, and neutrality is maintained overall, because if neutrality is not maintained, there'll be chaos, there'll be craziness. So that N is supporting that many energy recursive vectors of energy within the what is called brain tree, and all of that, like which a human body is being makes a human body electrical system, like brain is electrical system with many energy vectors, like continuously moving in the synapses, and so
Okay. Next word I have here is
yeah.
because we're gonna finish that soon is narcotic. Again, the tick like politics and stuff. That tick word is everywhere. What's with the tick?
Tick is a like just the T junction IC. In the
Yeah,
life, you always see T junctions.
that
T,
I
I
see. Yeah.
see the T, like I see.
Yeah.
Or and narco here is arc and circle. So here is neutral, a thing which neutrally creates arcs and circles. I see. So whenever people take narcotics, they start seeing different kind of arcs,
Yeah.
circles, depending
Yeah.
on whatever their
Depending on the
T
dose,
is, whatever their T is at that time. So it's
then.
a neutral thing which will create arcs and circles I see as per me. So
Okay, the last word I have for today, PT, is navigate, navigation, or
yeah, important word.
navigator, or
Nav-
but navy,
Nav-
navy, even.
okay, navigate. Okay, so first, there are many things to this. Nav word comes from Sanskrit, which means boat, ship as well. But if you look at it from English point of view, why they use NAVI gate? Okay, there's a gate. There are many gates. Okay, N here is you have to find out the neutral point, which will not harm you. So there are options. There are this gate, AVI, like different AVI gates. Okay, which I can go through, AV, I vectors, you can go through, but there'll be one neutral one, which is the safest. Neutral means safe, right? For you to go through and creates safety for you. Okay, so that knowing or that doing is navigation continuously. Because in life also, there are always options, right? A lot of options. Not all options are the same, right? Now, when you're looking for the most neutral option, means you're looking for the safest option. Do you understand? Which
Yeah.
promotes your well-being. Okay, so that is what is called navigation through life, through sea, through anything. If you're on a boat, you don't want to go into a storm. You want to go where the storm is not, right? Like now that. So like there is all of that are decisions, and the decision is always for the safest neutral thing. When the sea is neutral, is it better, right? Like than sea being
Agitated, yeah.
yeah, so that's so we are understanding from the marine thing or everything, like what it's meaning, like in that. So
Yeah, and also,
yeah,
like when you enter the zone, let's say you enter Canada from the sea,
yeah,
at a certain point on the sea, it's like called Canada water
mm,
land or something. Je sais pas comment I don't know how they call it,
yeah,
but it's the line in the sea where it becomes Canada now. But then after you have international waters, which is neutral,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, that is like the modern lines they have made up. Like, but navigation
Yeah,
as a
but
whole
that's in
was
their
for,
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, was for sea, for life, for anything means the same. Looking for the neutral zone amongst many gates. Many gates, choose the neutral gate always. Like,
But they tend to take real stuff, divine stuff, but invert it all the time to fit their
yeah,
maniac plans. No? But yeah, for
yeah,
sure, dividing the
yeah,
land is part of it.
yeah. That's why I'm always going to the real meaning of the words, which don't have anything to do with what the agenda is or what
Exactly.
the
That's it.
none
That's
of
it.
that matters.
Our job.
Yes.
Much gratitude always.